Hello everybody, Harold Newbill, McClatchy Insurance Agency, and I was going to talk to you a little bit today about a question I often get about how to make sure that you get quotes for your home, your condo, your high value home that you can compare. Because a lot of times, instead of getting quotes that all let you say one to the other in price and coverage, you get a lot of different things. And you know what? It feels like apples and oranges. So how do you get those so that instead of comparing things that are different, you're comparing quotes that are based on the same features? So you get that apples to apples comparison as close as you can that you need. So let's go out in the community a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about the things you need and what to talk to your agent about so that you make sure that you get the solution you're looking for. So let's get out there and check it out. So to kick this off out in town, let's start with renter's insurance. Renter's insurance, whether you're renting a home or an apartment like what's behind me or a condo, a lot of the things are the same. Contents coverage, what do you own? How much is it worth? If you think about it, if there were a loss that you lost everything, a kitchen fire that damaged your apartment or a neighbor, that you would have to buy everything today. You may not have the choice to shop, select the things that you want the most. What about things like cameras, jewelry, a wedding ring, things like that, other heirlooms? All of these things you want to make sure are on all your quotes. For some of those unique things like jewelry, appraisals, values, maybe receipts, some of those things may be needed. Have those things together so when you're getting that quote, all of them are going to be that apples to apples comparison. Don't forget liability and loss of use, or even medical payments. Match those things up so when you're laying them out in front of you and you're saying, which one fits me best? Each of them is as close to the same as possible. So from here, we're going to transition to talk a little bit about condos. So here we are at a condo association. Now condos can take a variety of shapes and sizes, from properties that are more like apartments to properties that are almost like a single family home. And in all of those circumstances, the first thing we ask anybody who asks us for a proposal is, can we get a copy of your CC&Rs? You don't want to guess when you're wondering, what do I insure and what you don't? In some associations, such as a PUD, you may be responsible for the entire home, much like a homeowner's policy. In some associations that are more like an apartment, it might just be the unit itself. Your CC&Rs will always spell out what that is. Some concepts to remember: all in, which means they're going to replace everything except your contents. The way your unit was when you bought it, more or less, they're going to replace it up to date. Another way is bare walls. Bare walls is they're only going to build the structure. It'll be your responsibility to build the kitchen, the bathrooms, the carpets, and the other features. Another one is often called original builder's specification, though it goes by a couple of different names. That is a more unique term to the property, and you want to make sure you understand in all of those cases, what you own is what you should insure, so that your policy doesn't want to leave out kitchens and bathrooms if it's bare walls, nor does it really want to cover property that the association would replace. If unsure, we encourage you to err on the side of caution, because the cost of a condo policy is certainly far more reasonable than having to replace that property in an uncovered loss. So take a look at those things along with what we talked about in apartments: liability, medical payments, loss of use, sometimes referred to as an additional living expense. All of those coverages can be important. So let's move from here to some Main Street neighborhoods and take a look at what insurance needs they have. So let's get going. So we've already talked about condos. We've talked about renter's insurance. Now let's talk a little bit about your Main Street home. Some of the things that you're going to want to make sure are right on your quote are, first and foremost, replacement cost coverage. If they say this home is worth $400,000 to replace, as this one might be over here, make sure that all the quotes are matching that fairly closely. The next thing is, look at additional replacement cost. Some companies offer 125%, some offer 150%, some even offer 200%. You want to make sure that you understand what that means, because that's not a reason to underinsure or cut coverage. That's additional coverage for things like the cost of lumber going up, the cost of contractors going up, and much of this we've experienced in the last couple of years, especially in the last year we've seen those costs up. That additional replacement cost is specifically for that. So you want to make sure you're addressing that and not getting quotes that say it's okay to underinsure you have this, because that's a recipe for a bad result. We're going to now transition to your more high value homes, the homes that are custom, the ones that are in neighborhoods where home values are very high and the features like appliances are unique. Let's go. So here we are standing on the corner of 45th and M, and we're in one of the most unique neighborhoods in Sacramento. Every home on this street is its own type, its own features, and these types of homes definitely mean you want to make sure you have the information about it that you present to that agent, because you certainly wouldn't want to find out in a claim that something was missed. Features like type of roof, age, construction type, updates, appliances, your Wolves, your Vikings are certainly unique to homes like these. You also want to make sure all your updates, what have you done to this home and renovated it? Many of them have been bought in the last 10 to 15 years, and significant money has been spent on them to really make them fine, exquisite homes. And you want to make sure that all of those features get baked in to the home policy that your agent or the agents that are quoting it are putting together for you. So from here, we're going to wrap up. We're going to head back to the office. Let's get moving. So we're back in the office, and we've talked about things to compare. Everything from your replacement cost to your liability to your deductible and all the features of a home policy to make sure that whether you're going with a Farmers or an Allstate type quote or an independent agency like us, that you're comparing the same coverages and features to help you make that best value decision to protect your family and your home. Really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it informative, please click the like button below, subscribe to our page for more great content which we roll out as frequently as we can. And if you have a question that you would like answered, email me, put it in the comments below, and we'll definitely try to get out there and make that video to answer your questions and help make insurance as simple as possible. Thank you very much and have a great day.